Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Jude here. Thought I would make an update video because it's been a little while. And, let's see, today I'm like, probably should have thought of this before I started making the video. But I'm like somewhere around 1 year, 4 months, and a half, 4.5 months on T. And I am 5 weeks post-op with Dr. Garamoni. So I haven't made an update video regarding my chest at all, so I thought that I would make one and show you guys how it's healing up. So this is what I got. This is what I'm working with. Do like it. Okay, so this is my chest. And sorry about the really crappy video quality, but this is my webcam. So this right here, like when I stand, like it looks kind of funny. It looks like I'm super muscular or something. But this right here is like the fat tissue that has nerves and stuff in it. So, well, not fat tissue. It's the way my body is naturally made per Dr. Garamoni. But it has tissues and stuff in it that if he were to remove it, see like right there, it could cause like paralysis in my arm and permanent nerve damage and things like that. So he didn't try to remove that. But it's pretty darn flat all the way across. He did an excellent job. My incision line, you can see it, is super thin. I've started using like this medical strips just because I couldn't afford the $70 for the scar guard stuff that they sell at Dr. Garamoni's office. So those are like, they were like 18 at Walgreens or something like that on sale. And I used them a lot underneath, and it helped out a lot. But let's see if I take this on the back, that might be helpful. But I have like a little bit of puckering right there where the incision line is. It's not too bad. It's really not that noticeable. I'll probably have to have a revision done at some point. I know that it'll go down a little bit because it's still real hard. You can feel it. It's wonky. So yeah, this side kind of does the same thing a little bit. But I started using the strips on my incision line under my arm, which was really raised, bubbly, really thick. And that helped out a lot. Those strips did under there. And then yeah, let's see. My nips. There's my nips. That I was really paranoid that they were going to fall off for a really long time. And now I'm convinced that they're here to stay. Yay! So, that, you know what? My nipples didn't scab over at all. Not at all. Not once. I don't know why I got so freaking lucky. But they didn't scab up and, like, flake and do all that kind of stuff that I know happens to a lot of guys. Well, I mean, that's a normal part of healing, obviously. But they went from, like, super light pink, like very light pink, to now they're starting to get the color back a little bit, but no scabbing at all. Not even a little, not even kind of, sort of. Let's see, I'll put my nipple up here. Yeah, so that's kind of darker around there, lighter in the center. I know you probably can't see crap on this webcam, but that's what's up with my chest anyway. And I've reached, like, next week I'll be able to go back to the gym. So, hooray! Because I miss going to the mother effing gym. Like, my girlfriend has been working with a trainer, and I get to go work with this trainer too, with her. And she's already seen, like, amazing results with this trainer, and I just can't wait to get back in there. So I'm very excited about that. Let's see, what else has been going on with me? I like my new hat. My friends went to Puerto Rico and brought me back this hat because they know how much I love these freaking hats. So it's handmade in Puerto Rico. It's a pretty badass hat. The situation with my family is actually, it's kind of a funny story. My mom did not know that I was going to get surgery prior to me going to get surgery because I didn't want to. I avoided stress totally and completely prior to surgery because I wanted to go into surgery completely stress-free so that my body would do the best that it could going under the knife. So, I mean, maybe that's wrong. I was really torn about it. I felt really bad about it because I've always been, prior to starting my transition, I've always been pretty close with my mom and pretty much tell her everything, but did not tell her prior to going into surgery. And then I had to meet her. They live about an hour and a half from here. I had to meet her halfway in between my house and her house to pick up her dog because I watched her dog for her a while back. It was probably 2 weeks after surgery, and I told her why I went to Florida. I told her about the surgery, what I had done, and how I needed to do it for myself, and how I was so much happier with my body in general. And she didn't want to hear any of it. She honestly just didn't want to hear any of it. She kept trying to get in the car, give me a hug to say goodbye, and I was like, Mom, we're not going to leave it like this. Like, don't just hug me and say goodbye. I'm not going to give you a hug until you talk to me. She wouldn't talk to me. So I said, well, and they were going out of town. I said, so we're going to talk about this later when you get back in town. And she said, yeah, later, which means never in my mom's language. Then she texted me 2 days later and said, don't tell your dad about your surgery, or don't tell your dad why you went to Florida, because he'll be very upset, and I enjoy peace in my life. So that was a pretty shitty thing to say. So I haven't told my dad. I haven't seen my dad since. My dad and my brother, they have no idea that I had surgery. My aunt, my mom's sister, does know that I had surgery. She found me on Facebook, and I was really hesitant. She tried to add me. I was really hesitant to add her back, whatever. Finally added her, and the second I added her, she messaged me, and so we're just talking, and she was asking me about Florida and did I have fun, and yada yada. And she said, your little cousin, which is her son, who's gay and knows about my transition, told me about your change. And at first I didn't believe him, so I asked your mom, and she said that it was true. And so I said, well, yeah, that's why you haven't seen me for more than a year, because Mom's not comfortable with me being around the family. She's not comfortable with them knowing about my transition. So, and I wanted to tell you, and for the longest time I kept telling my mom, I think it's time for us to tell family. And she just keeps putting it off. I've kind of been trying to respect her feelings, but it's kind of getting to the point where it's like, at what point do you, I never thought I would say this, but at what point do you cut ties with your family when they refuse? My mom still uses female pronouns for me, to me. It doesn't make any bit of sense, and it's not really uncomfortable for me anymore in public because I know who I am and I know how other people perceive me. It makes me uncomfortable for her when she uses female pronouns for me in public. So yeah, that's uncomfortable. But my aunt is totally on my side. She, told me that she loved me no matter what, and she'll always be there for me. And she's tried talking to my mom a couple of times, and my mom keeps yelling at her and telling her to stay out of her business and whatnot. So she's trying to talk my mom into telling their mom, which is my grandma, before the holidays so that I can actually see my family for the holidays. She's trying in vain because it's not going to happen. My mom's never going to tell my grandma. If my grandma's ever going to find out about my transition, if I'm ever going to see my grandma, knock on wood, before her funeral, then I'm going to have to tell her myself. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. Which is fine. My mom's going to be angry and she's going to be upset, but I'm tired of missing out on relationships with my family because of her uncomfortableness. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. But brighter news is I got a job. So I've been unemployed for like 14 months going to school. I go to culinary school, and I got a job at a brand new startup restaurant/brew pub that uses all locally sourced, sustainable, organic ingredients from Scratch Kitchen, and I'm very excited. I'm going to learn how to brew beer as well, and I like me some beer. So I start there probably like this weekend. So yeah, that's awesome. But that's about all that's been going on with me. I'll make another video soon and update you guys. But I hope everybody is
staring up the road and pray to God I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Running from the cold up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old time string band.